judge hears arguments in Lisa Cook's lawsuit after President Trump fired her from her role at the Fed. Lydia Hu at the courthouse. Lydia, what are we going to learn today?
Well, good morning to you, Stuart. We are going to hear from Fed Governor Lisa Cook, her lawyers, about why they say she deserves to have a restraining order entered at this moment that would basically save her job on a short-term basis and keep her in her role as Fed governor for now while the underlying long-term merits of the litigation continue to play out. But happening just this morning, I want to draw your attention to two filings that were made, Stuart. One filing by the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell, chairman, of course, who are taking no position in this litigation. They're simply asking the judge to make a fast determination. That second filing coming from President Trump himself, opposing Fed Governor Lisa Cook's request for a temporary restraining order. He wants to move forward with her termination and get her up and out of office. At the heart of this case, Stuart, whether the allegations of mortgage fraud made by Federal Housing Finance and Agency Director Bill Pulte amount to cause for Cook's termination. Remember, the statute, the Federal Reserve Act, allows a president to remove a Fed governor only when there is cause. Here, Cook stands accused but not charged of fraud, so she's calling the allegations, quote, a thinly veiled pretext and an attempt to remove Governor Cook over her unwillingness to lower interest rates. But a White House spokesperson, appearing confident that they're going to prevail, they had this to say in a statement, quote, the president exercised his lawful authority to remove a governor who was credibly accused of lying in financial documents from a highly sensitive position overseeing financial institutions. Stuart, I want to highlight one interesting legal angle. Very interesting to see that Cook does not deny misrepresentations and mortgage documents in all of her legal filings so far. Instead, she's suggesting in her briefs that any misrepresentation that has been made was a mistake. That's really important because in order to be liable for fraud, if she were charged, a prosecutor would have to prove that she intended to deceive. That's the mental state requirement. So if her inaccuracies were mistakes, as she says, then Cook would argue she never intended to deceive, therefore she could never be liable for fraud. If a judge today finds that to be credible, that maybe Cook, based on that representation, could be successful on the merits of the underlying lawsuit, that would weigh in Cook's favor to get this restraining order to keep her in her job for now. So I'm going to be hyper-focused on questions about that because now, as of last night, she stands accused of 3 instances of mortgage fraud, 2 referrals to the DOJ. Stuart, hearing starts at 10 a.m. I'm going to follow that for you.
Thank you, Lydia. We'll see you later.